Hello, minions, and welcome to the GORECAST.
We usually have a bit more of a story.
No one will be expecting it, Johnny.
But Giz usually does a story.
I'm not Giz.
Welcome to the GORECAST! Click.
Hello, minions, and welcome to the GORECAST. You might notice a little change up this week because some people have come down with the plague.
And some people have just come back from Amsterdam.
Plague.
Not Amsterdam, we're not calling, just to clarify, we're not calling Amsterdam plague. Amsterdam's amazing. But most people do have the plague.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's spreading.
Spreading. So, on the show this week, coming up in a little bit, a really cool interview with John Lepper from IBleedIndie.com.
Yes.
We won't bother getting into it more than that because there's a very good in-depth explanation as to everything. And we got a movie from IBleedIndie.com coming up as well, which is going to be super good. But first, so...
You forgot to wish everyone a happy Christmas, by the way.
Fuck them.
Humbug.
I hate it. I fucking hate it. I hate it.
Johnny, what's wrong? Not getting into the Christmas spirit.
Johnny never gets into Christmas spirit.
He just gets into the Christmas spirit.
Yeah. Well, I just call them spirits.
And Raven?
I don't like Christmas at all. Plus, vampires don't really sound nice.
So we're unanimous. Bah humbug. As you were saying, Johnny.
But first, we're going to come in with... So, if you're watching last week's GORECAST, you'll notice that there's a weird little bit where it looks like we're going to talk about one trailer, but then we actually end up talking about a completely different trailer. That's because we had some technical difficulties. So technically, I have to find it really difficult because I have to talk about the fucking mummy again. Okay, so...
Will we let them see the trailer first?
Yeah, we'll go to the trailer and let you have a look. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Welcome to a new world of gods and monsters.
I saw her. She is real.
Please meet Princess Amunet. She will claim what she has been denied.
We're back. Yay. The Mummy.
No.
Fuck. Oh, boy, I
We're
have so
going
many
to
problems with this.
reboot Universal Monsters. Why don't the guys watch the originals and just reshoot it? It was done correctly the first time. You do not need to reimagine it.
This is how I imagine the meeting in Warner Brothers with the Weinsteins, right? Hey, we want you to do a reboot of The Mummy. Oh, I've never seen it. Okay, all you need to know is there's like a sarcophagus, there's a mummy. He's pissed, but we don't want a he because we had a he in the original, so now we have to have a she. So she's pissed, seriously pissed. We need an angry Australian guy who will inexplicably just show up in the middle of it and be her little right-hand man.
Does he punch a boat in this one?
I don't know. I'd say he probably definitely punches something anyway, because it's.
Where's Tugs?
Oh, straight! And then the Weinsteins were like, other than that, that's all you need to know really. The Mummy, Wreck in a City, Bird, get Tom Cruise in, he's still good for his age and good action. And we don't have to pay extra stuntmen because he'll do all his own stunts because he's...
This is true. Raven, your thoughts?
I don't know, I just think it's a bit strange, personally. I watched the other movies. I don't get why we have to kind of detach from history, and Princess Amnet to me doesn't really sound anything like, oh my god, it's important or anything. Embedded a little bit in reality and a bit of history. If it would have been Tutankhamun, I would have gladly watched it.
If it was too, I'd have been like, oh my Liza, I don't know how I'm going to handle this shit. I swear.
I want to give it a chance, to be fair. I'm not going to say, oh, I don't want to watch it or I watch it or whatever. I will give it a chance.
Oh, I'll be watching it, just not in the cinema.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
The trailer didn't really look amazing in my
It's really terrible that
what you're going to get...
the first time since Interview with the Vampire, the best thing about the movie is Tom Cruise. And that's really sad.
Like, don't get me wrong, if you look at the trailer, you're going to have... You can see how they're trying to take the 1970s monster movie franchise and give it a reboot like they're doing with the Marvel Universe stuff at the moment. But what you are actually getting is, and I have a funny feeling when the movie comes out, we'll review it, but I have a funny feeling it'll be landing in the...
Den of Iniquity?
No, it's not a horror movie category, because you need more than a mummy in your horror movie to make it a horror movie.
The mummy in the original one moved slow, but it was an unstoppable force, which is why it was scary. You could run away, but it will eventually catch you, because it was unstoppable.
Yeah.
This chick just seems to walk down the middle of the street with flocks of birds.
Flocks of birds, this fucking piss mist. This piss mist.
I think Raven should be able to sue someone over that. Jesus, the one with the rocket, it was more entertaining.
She reminded me of the
one with the
Enchantress, and I honestly don't
Oh,
like
Scorpion
any
King.
of the two characters.
Yeah, I think they just reused the Enchantress from Suicide Squad.
But you see, at least they
But
it
it's
does.
special
It
effects
looks
anyway.
like they literally just took her costume and just okay, you're supposed to be a mummy, so we'll just cut this skirt bit off so you're wearing less
You know,
clothes.
when you're editing, do you ever just use the last thing that you were using for Photoshop for effects and all? I think that's what they've done with this movie.
Oh, it's,
The
100%.
special effects left over from the Suicide Squad, and they just said,
Yeah.
chop
The last
them
time
down.
I've seen such a bad rehash of products was Jeepers Creepers, where it looked like they just ripped off the entire special effects and practical makeup effects for Dragonheart and just bastardized any David Attenborough documentary. Pretty much it. Dragonheart's face, David Attenborough's voice. Not voice, but you know,
Yeah,
snarl. So I've tried to say the sentence 50 times, so we get it. You're not getting a horror movie. You're gonna get a pretty good action movie.
we'll see. That remains to be seen.
It's got Tom Cruise in it,
to
so
do something
and it's got
interesting.
Russell in it as well.
He could be hit or miss.
He's good action though.
That again depends on the director, though.
Yeah, they have a fairly shit hot stunt choreographer in it. I can't remember who it is off the top of my head.
Yes,
But
but
it's
it's
good.
down to if they used them in the story.
What bugs me about this is why have you not learned a lesson from Dracula Untold? Have you not learned a lesson from... You took a story, you fucking ass-fucked it all over the world and with cinema, and what happened? You didn't even make bank.
They made Castlevania the movie, and
That-
not even
exactly,
the good one. Not
yes.
even the good one.
It's pretty sad, the fact that if you really
Yeah,
want
because
to
the
see
guy-
a scary mummy, you'll have to go to a Lordy concert and see Hammond around stage, then actually watch
Very
this
true.
movie.
And he doesn't have any birds, well, he does have birds floating around him, but they're of a much
A very
different variety.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to. super talk much longer about this because I'll
It's going to get enough publicity. We do not need to assist.
we'll load up the audio at some stage from the original thing with myself and Giz and Carter, where you can hear the other review maybe sometime. But sick of talking about it. But you're going to get an all-right action movie anyway. The CGI is going to be awesome, but a horror notch shall you have,
Yes.
in my opinion.
Okay. Next. Oh, what is it? It says. Oh yes, moving swiftly along.
Moving swiftly along. You wanted me to ask folk stuff. I did it. Bang. Screw you, mummy. Not my mummy. Mummy the movie. I love my mummy.
He has to make it awkward. Love you. Next up.
Next up, we got Todd Nunes and Jessica Cameron. Jessica Cameron.
You actually met the woman. You
I know.
You'd get her name correct.
I know. Well, they did a top 10 Christmas horror movies.
Yes.
Countdown of the top 10 horror movies with a Christmassy theme to them.
Yes, it was a Santa one.
Okay.
The one on it that I particularly liked, I'll always remember because it was one of my favourite
Silent Night, Deadly
episodes.
Night.
It was my favourite episode of Tales from the Crypt. It was a short that they listed, but they never mentioned it was on Tales from the Crypt, and it was phenomenal back then.
I know what you're talking about, and that was
I
actually,
missed the Crypt.
not only was it a Tales from the Crypt, it was episode 1, Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, really?
Yes,
I
because
did not know
I
that.
have only recently, because I came across it on YouTube, watched all of them, and that was episode 1.
Have you seen the one with the Crypt Keeper's origin story?
Yes,
Love that episode.
it's amazing, and
Great.
I liked a couple of Tales
He's
from the
coming
Crypt
back,
features.
you know.
What?
He's coming back, you know.
Did he ever leave? I thought he just went home.
It's a grey area.
Okay. So we'll cut to the video with Mr. Nunes and Miss Cameron,
Yes.
and we'll come back and talk about it after.
Yes.
Click it.
Hello, horror hounds. My name is Todd Nunes, the writer and director of All Through the House. I'm here with my favorite scream queen extraordinaire, Jessica Cameron, and we're about to count down the top 10 Christmas slasher movies with you.
Hi guys, I'm Jessica Cameron, one of the stars of All Through the House, and I'm really excited to be here to celebrate with all of you the release of our 80s inspired classic horror slasher movie, All Through the House, which is now available on all major VOD platforms and on cable TV. So Todd, what's worse than a killer Santa Claus?
I don't know, Jessica. What's worse than a killer Santa Claus?
A killer killing Santa Clauses.
Number 10.
A homicidal maniac is loose at Christmas. His target is Santa Claus. His motives baffle Scotland Yard. Without a pattern for murder, no one dressed as Santa Claus is safe. His death toys are a spear, a gun, an open razor, a dagger, or an old-fashioned garrote. Execution by any means. Don't open till Christmas. Some Santa Clauses ignore the warnings. He surely wouldn't attack a woman.
And we're back from the Todd Nunes, Jessica Cameron top 10 Christmas countdown, which you're not going to see all 10 of the video,
Go watch their one on their channel. Link will be below.
or, which I found out, if you just type in Todd Nunes, Jessica, it will instantaneously come up.
For now.
On YouTube.
For now.
As long as YouTube still works the way it's supposed to work.
Oh, Greenie, we won't get into that now.
Okay.
I feel like we're going to have to at some stage because it's nearly every segment it's come up
Oh
going,
no, I think
fuck
I'll
you,
need to
YouTube.
do my own rant video.
Just
we-
gonna
can we
move
do
our
a double
shit
rant?
somewhere else, guys.
Okay, that's fine. So anyway,
Christmas videos.
Christmas videos. So we thought we'd kind of go through them and do our own views on them. Maybe I suppose would be the best way to do it. So their number 10 was "Don't Open Till Christmas." Haven't seen it. You seen it?
Yes. Sadly.
You seen it?
No.
What do you think of it?
You're not missing much. It was one of those ones that we was a pickup when there was still VHS and DVDs in like shops, in these places where you could go and they had a horror section.
Oh, you mean like him?
You could actually pick up a movie
Him?
as opposed to now trying to find a mess of them on the Google Play Store or Netflix. Once upon a time.
Christmas Evil, I have seen many, many years ago, and the best part about that entire movie is that you get to see Santa eating a lot more than cookies by the fireplace.
Santa
Eating mommy's crotch. That's my review on that one.
Because yes, that's going to make it into the children's play, of course.
Okay, so
Oh, Johnny.
this is why I got kicked out of being the school choir conductor.
Is it any wonder you ended up here?
I have no idea. Who would have thought that Cowboys from Hell was an inappropriate song for a bunch of 5-year-olds?
Go figure.
Not a clue. Not a clue. To all a good night. Seen it?
No.
Seen it?
No.
Nope. Move on. Black Christmas, the remake.
We don't do remakes.
We don't do remakes.
Did, we wouldn't.
We don't do remakes. I would do the girl that played Dawn in Buffy though, because she's in it. Tell you a funny story about Black Christmas. The movie's so bad that even though as much as I wanted to do your one from Buffy, that I went to see that in the cinema and I walked out of the cinema, and the minute I walked out of the cinema, it's like it erased it clean out of my memory. Didn't remember a fucking thing. Not a thing. I just knew there was a bad guy in an attic at some stage.
When he was
Wow,
watching the
that
video.
bad.
To the point that when I was watching the trailer, I was like, oh, you went from Buffy. Remake?
See.
What? Okay, so after that we have All Through the House. And All Through the House.
My favourite.
Actually, it was quite good.
The Tales from the Crypt episode from 1954.
Episode 1, if I remember correctly.
One. My
It's
favourite.
absolutely, he's one of the scariest
Actually,
freaking...
that old?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
It's one of the...
Tales
He's
from
one of the
Crypt
creepiest
from
looking...
50s America.
He's one of the
Counterculture.
creepiest looking Santa horror crossover guys.
Yeah,
It really,
actually.
really did look disturbing. Even
Yeah.
worse than when I came down the chimney that one year.
Yeah.
Oh, Greenie.
You falling down a chimney at Christmas does not make you Santa Claus.
I believe I was trying to rob the... You'll see it later, don't worry.
That's why Greenie doesn't build a fire anymore.
That's why they're banned in the
Santa's
house.
sleigh, yeah, it was okay.
It had its comedy moments.
It had most. The thing when you have to think about a top 10 Christmas horror countdown is that there's probably only like 14 Christmas horrors. So there's a lot of poo in there.
And that's the reason why they milked the Santa genre to death, and now they're going to do the same to Krampus, because only a few years ago they discovered... Only a few years ago that they discovered there's a legend that is a good 6,000 years old.
Krampus. Funny
about
story.
Krampus,
Funny-
and now they're getting all obsessed with it like it's something new.
Funny story.
We've
About,
got legends like that as well, you know. You should look into them. They're quite entertaining.
funny story about Krampus. Funny story about Krampus Unleashed. It might be a running theme with me in Christmas horror movies. Watched all of it. Completely forgot it the minute the credits came up. Not a fucking thing could I remember. I knew there was an evil Santa. That was it. Gone.
I watched one on Netflix. And
In
I
one
had to
ear,
turn
out
it
the
off.
other. If you want a full review of how I saw it but didn't see the movie, watch last week's Gorecast, because I mentioned it on that
Yes.
as well. Because it literally had to watch it a second time. Just literally watched it, woke up, made a cup of coffee, by the time the coffee was made, gone.
I watched one on Netflix, and it was that bad. 20 minutes in, I turned it off. And I cannot remember which bloody movie it was. Krampus in the title, and it was terrible. Rated 0 stars.
0.
Don't watch it.
0 starro. Okay, after that then we had Jack Frost. It's...
That's funny.
I won't lie to you, it's a...
Had its peeled.
The
Yeah.
funny part to Jack Frost is the original movie is a children's movie, and this one is called Jack Frost 2. But it isn't a children's movie.
It's not a children's
is it,
movie. No, it's got the girl from American Pie in it, who's kind of just well known for getting her kid off. She played what's your one's name in American Pie?
Random hot slut.
No, she actually had lines and shit. She was the foreign bird that. Oh, Jim, you know, yeah, that one.
I'm bad with it.
You'll never see me dance on the Gorecast again.
It's
Look at this for a
Christmas.
poll one time.
Silent Night, Deadly Night, actually good,
Yes,
really good.
agree with that.
Very strange kind of story to it. Guy has a bit of a, what's the best way of putting it? He has not a good Christmas one year when he's younger, and it really affects him through life. And then he just one day puts on a Santa costume and starts axing people. In a literal, I'm not talking like sacking them.
Completely empathise.
And after that, we have Silent Night, which was a new enough movie.
That one.
Flamethrower.
It was quite entertaining.
Pretty, yeah, as a Christmas horror goes, not bad. I could totally, if it was a horror, I'd be like.
To be honest with you, I'm starting to get mixed up because when we watch the trailers, I've seen quite a few of these, but when you're listing them off, there's what? Silent Night, Deadly Night. There's so many with a similar name. It's like the Krampus one.
Silent Night, Deadly Night is the 1974 one, which is the dude, as I said before, had a bit of a not a good Christmas and then made a really shit Christmas for everybody else. And then after that, which I thought was a bit of a strange thing for Jessica and Todd to do, but I can respect it, is number one is the original Black Christmas, which is actually good.
I would definitely rank the original in there. I wouldn't drop the remake, but the original, yes.
Yeah, I dropped the remake.
Yes.
Just out.
Keep the original in there.
But refer back to my comment of there's probably only like 14 Christmas horror movies anyway, outside of the whole Krampus chain.
What about the Ginger Dead Man?
That's never going to make it into a top 10 anything.
Maybe
anything.
It's quite entertaining, the first one. The first one. Not the one with the killer bong as well. I love anything with little creatures that go demented.
I might have
puppet master.
I only liked the first one because he's so wise talking. He was the type of guy that I'd go and have a smoke with.
You know when they mentioned Christmas horrors, they forgot to.
What?
Gremlins.
Yes.
Classic.
Gremlins should have been in there.
Even fun for all the family. Even the children can watch it and then never sleep again and freak out when the Furby talks to them on Christmas morning.
Gremlins, actually, that never even clicked with me. How did you not put in Gremlins?
Because it was a list that only has Santa in it, guys. Everything has a Santa.
Humbug. I want to see a horror movie where they do it based on a Christmas Carol where Scrooge loses
Holy
his
smokes,
shit.
dead girl, you're right. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm not very keen on the fat man anyway.
Do you know, it didn't click with me.
Yes.
Weird. Yeah, Gremlins should have definitely been in there.
His perspective has changed.
Which one?
Both. I love two though. But one is the classic.
Would you be cheeky enough to put two of them into the top 10?
Yes.
Okay.
They stick together. They go together.
Okay, so we're going to round off out of this bit and
watch Gremlins.
Right? Yes, watch Gremlins. But
and Gremlins 2, because Giz isn't here, so watch both of them.
Yes, Gremlins 2 is his favourite.
Yes.
So we're going to, before we come out of it, maybe do you want to try and do our top 10? There might be trailers.
Oh.
Our top 10. Is it Christmas movies or movies to watch at Christmas? Because they're two different things.
I'll broaden it out to movies to watch at Christmas because a lot of the applicable ones are actually
already mentioned. Yes.
Die Hard.
The Hogfather.
Yes, The Hogfather. Unbelievable. Terry Pratchett, you feckin' legend.
And the wisest words of all come from death.
What was the other one? What was the one that came after The Hogfather?
There was The Hogfather, and then there was The Colour of Magic, which was based on the books The Colour of Magic and The Light Fantastic.
No, do you remember?
And then there was Going Postal.
No, do you remember there was one that wasn't a Terry Pratchett one? It was also like a TV series, a mini series that was out. He was like a troll.
No, that was Going Postal, and it was a made-for-TV movie.
No,
They're all made for TV.
No, I'm talking about something that was on Sky One. Kind of like 3 hour and a half. There were like 3 movies, but one played Christmas Day, one played Stephen's Day, one played the day after.
That's normally The Hogfather.
This came after The Hogfather. They'd have The Hogfather on as well then.
And they had the Colour of Magic.
No, this thing had a troll.
Yeah, that's Going Postal.
It definitely wasn't good.
He makes a giant golem.
Yeah, okay, you're right. Okay,
I
cool.
remember going
Trust me,
Postal
it-
being transformed into a TV series because it was
Yes.
quite long enough, but the plot was easily made into a TV series.
Johnny Deadly drinks a lot of the Irish hooch over the festive season, so I can be a little bit blurry on things sometimes.
There are some cartoons of Terry Pratchett's books as well,
Yes.
which you should go watch them all.
Anything
Because
Pratchett.
everything with Terry.
Anything
is a
Pratchett.
legend.
Just go read the books.
For anybody under
Yeah.
our age group, pick up the book, learn something. You're missing out.
Never mind Harry Potter. You want to go to the unseen university. Never mind Hogwarts.
Spelliamus my balls.
No.
Be mad if something happened there. That just occurred to me.
No. Anyway, you are rounding off the list.
Christmassy
to
movies.
watch at Christmas.
Okay, so we've had
The
Die Hard,
Hogfather.
Gremlins 1 and 2,
The Hogfather.
Die Hard 2.
I don't have anything. I just want the Hogfather and that's it. I'm not a big Christmas person.
True. Some of us like to watch movies to distract us from the season.
Or just watch people kill themselves.
Other
over
really
Christmas.
Christmassy shit.
Hellraiser.
Hellraiser. It technically...
Nightbreed.
Hellraiser's technically...
Most of the Clive Barker series.
They all happen at Christmas, don't they?
Not quite.
Not quite. One of the Hellraisers was festive.
You see, when we see people getting strung up on the walls in blood, Johnny, we consider it festive, but most people may not. He's thinking of Hellbound, by the way, in the club. Just because people get exploded on the wall, it doesn't mean it's Christmas. I know it feels like Christmas to us, Johnny, but that isn't always the
if it
case.
looks like tinsel, it's probably tinsel.
Yes, we'll stick with that.
Okay, I can't think of any more Christmas movies.
Yeah,
Neither
trust
can
me,
I.
Terry Pratchett will take you into the new year, it's fine.
Polar Express. That's a lie. Don't watch that.
Why on earth would you bring the Polar Express into this?
I've never even seen it, to be blatantly honest. I'm aware of its existence.
That sounds like something a certain company might use.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
We're not getting paid enough to mention those movies, Johnny.
Who, Dibney?
Yes, Dibney. Don't fuck with the House of Mouse, they're dangerous.
And evil.
Trust me. I can smell our own.
Dibney would be grand. Sure, I used to go to school with him, sure. Okay, so we'll leave you with... I'm going to let the face that runs the place pick.
What do you want me to pick?
Pick one of our Christmas picks for a trailer.
For a trailer, I think you could never go wrong with Gremlins 2. In honour of Giz, who is currently dying of plague.
Gad. It was in the 7 days of Halloween. Gremlins 1, maybe?
Gremlins 1, you put in Gremlins 2? Ah, yes. I remember the good old days. Oh, screw it, we'll go with the Hogfather.
Oh!
If you don't believe in the Hogfather, there won't be any presents.
Do you believe in fairy tales? Do you believe in wizardry?
Who the hell are you?
Ho, ho, ho. Do you believe in the Hogfather?
Have you been good, have you?
You will believe. David Jason, Ian Richardson as the voice of death, and Joss Ackland star in Terry Pratchett's Hogfather. The epic fantasy brought to life on DVD. Available this Easter.
Okay.
Okay, so we're here on the Gorecast. Change of crew, evidently. You all know Greenie and you all know Raven. Everyone else has caught what I believe is known as a flu.
Yes. But we're immune to the plague, it seems.
The plague.
Deadly doesn't do sick.
I'm green enough
I'm
as
dead
it is.
already.
So we're here with John Lepper from IBleedIndie.com, a really cool new website that's after coming out. All indie horror movies. Nothing commercial, all indie, really good. And say hello, John.
Hey, how's it going?
So, what made you decide to kind of put together a compilation site of all indie horror movies? Because it wouldn't be the conventional kind of thing that people are seeming to do.
Well, I've been running my horror news website, thebloodshed.com, for a little while. I took ownership of it a couple of years back, and I kind of changed its direction to more focus on the independent side of horror, because I realized that that's where all the real creativity in the genre lies. I mean, we seem to be stuck in a bit of a rut right now, where basically all the big studios are doing is just continuing to milk the success of Paranormal Activity over a decade after.
I couldn't agree with you more, John.
I mean, that's all we're seeing is demon and ghost movies right now.
Or remakes.
Yeah, and it just gets old. So, I mean, all the real good stuff right now is coming out in the indie side of things. But, unfortunately, while there's just so much amazing work being done on the indie side, the independents do not get as much awareness, do not get as much press. They just don't get the attention they deserve. So that's why I've been focusing on them for my news site. I also actually work in the film industry. I do producing and whatnot. So I've actually worked on films that have been self-distributed rather than the conventional route of hooking up with a distribution company. I know people do it for all sorts of reasons. You know, they don't get a good offer. They don't trust, distribution companies. I mean, if you have the market yourself, if you have the audience, you can make a lot more money self-distributing than with a distribution company.
Well, the problem with the distribution company as well is that quite frequently you can put a lot of blood, sweat and tears into a movie project and then have them turn around and be like, oh, we really like the movie, we want to distribute it, but this has to go, this has to go, this has to go, yes, and I'd like if you put this in instead.
Or it may not see the light of day
Or it may not see the light of day at all.
Absolutely. It does self-distribution. While it does have its upsides, it does limit you in some areas, because it severely limits your video-on-demand options in a lot of cases. I mean, for the most part, you're left with running your own Vimeo or YouTube channel if you want. That's about it.
And hoping you get the right press.
Yeah. So I wanted to create my own. I wanted to create a video-on-demand site that would kind of be like almost like the Netflix for indie horror. Yes, so that's what I did. Ran into a few little stumbling blocks along the way, but I mean, we got it running not too long after our initial launch date. We were hoping to get it launched on Halloween. Ended up launching mid-November.
These things happen.
Yeah. We had great plans for Halloween as well.
Oh, yes, we did.
It's quite a lot of pressure on that time of year. So.
That's running.
And
it's up and running, and we're 100 movies on there so far.
Fantastic.
Cool.
Really, really high quality movies. We were doing a review of one later on, which I watched last night. Scared the bejesus out of me anyway. I'll just leave it at that for the moment. We'll hold off on that for the review. Do you have a hard criteria as to the sort of the movies? Are you kind of hand selecting the movies that go onto the site yourself, or is it people approaching you?
Honestly, right now, where it's not a lot of it's slow going as far as gathering the awareness of the site itself, gathering the building an audience. So right now, I am going out and actively seeking out films myself. I mean, I do get a few here and there who come to me, but right now it's mostly me. I have IMDb Pro, so I'm able to go through and see all the contacts, the emails and stuff. So I'm pretty much actively just browsing IMDb Pro, putting in different search criteria, and I usually spend anywhere from an hour to 3 hours a day just kind of browsing through there and looking for movies that I think would fit in really nicely.
And you'd get a better detail into it with running your own news site, that you'd have an idea of some of these people anyway who have not gotten distribution that deserve it. Oh,
absolutely. And, it's another thing you bring up. The news site is also another avenue I use. Because when people send me emails asking if I want to review a screener, if I end up liking the screener, I'm just kind of like, oh, by the way, bring up IBleedIndie and see if, I've gotten a few on there on the website just from doing that.
Brilliant idea. Brilliant.
So, for any, maybe, I don't know, say like myself and stuff like that, budding indie filmmakers, is there is there a way of contacting you, saying, hey, I got this movie, would you be interested in the movie?
There's a contact link right at the top of the site. And any of those emails, they go directly to me.
And just send you the screener, and hopefully it's good enough to get onto the site?
Yeah.
That's good. And do you have any kind of future plans for expanding out?
I do intend to get a Roku channel and a mobile app at some point.
The mobile app would definitely be a great boon to it.
They go hand in hand now because of like Chromecast and things like that. A lot of people. It's why I think sites like this are actually starting to really boom up a lot now. I think that the terrestrial and satellite television is slowly starting to dwindle out a little bit.
Many people are cutting the cord, as they say, and turning to the internet for their entertainment instead.
Absolutely.
Better option.
Well, better
You
variety.
watch what you want. You don't have to go through all the pile of shit to actually see something nice. Quite literally.
Yeah, 100% handpick it, and no adverts, which is an amazing thing as well. Absolute joy killer.
I don't mind paying for it as long as there's no adverts popping up.
Yeah. I knew we were paying for it. So, you guys have anything to say?
What initially, when you said you'd got these screeners in,
it's been all Johnny,
and you got this idea, was there anyone else, like, had you any stumbling blocks with trying to set this up? Because we've seen other people who had tried and they'd never even gotten as far as you, so commendations to you for being able to get this far. But was there anything stopping you or trying to inhibit you doing this because, you know, you look like you could be a threat to the bigger boys a little down the line, like Netflix?
Well, there were quite a few little stumbling blocks here and there. Actually, originally the idea was to do it as a YouTube channel, just to do rentals on a YouTube channel. I'd already gotten some people on board, and I went to go set up the channel, and found out that because I had a YouTube channel a few years back, and they've obviously changed some things. Used to be anyone could just put up a video for rent. Now you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers to start renting videos. Was not aware of that.
And so you probably get flagged for content as well.
Yeah, a lot of people.
To us.
Yeah, there's a we won't get into the just look at any YouTube content creator on the internet at the moment, and you won't need to listen to us shit on about it because. Everyone's giving out at the moment because it's going topsy-turvy, but we won't talk about the depressing times. We're talking about a new...
The upsides is doing it like I'm doing right now. I don't need to be picky as far as what's in the movies. I basically put up the most hardcore stuff I want. And,
there'll be plenty of people delighted to hear that.
Yeah.
Another
new Periscope viewer
method I had considered doing was just doing it as a Vimeo channel. Which would have been fine, but I had some of the people already had their videos up on Vimeo, so they didn't want any conflict of interest. So I finally, looking through the Vimeo settings, they actually have it where you could basically just use Vimeo as a host. You can actually, it's almost like just storage. That's the way that the site is set up. The videos are hosted on Vimeo, but they are hidden. You can't find them by using the Vimeo search. And if you go to the links, it'll look like a Vimeo page, but the URL is a custom domain because you can configure it so that they appear on your domain. So it'll say like videotitle.IBleedIndie.com instead of Vimeo.
Oh, fantastic.
So that's how it's set up, which allows me. I went with the highest package on Vimeo. It costs like $600 a year, which isn't bad. But I have up to 5 terabytes of storage.
Oh wow!
Nice.
So I have all the perks, and it would have cost me a fortune if I wanted to try to get that kind of stuff on my private server.
Yeah,
I'd be looking at probably close to that much a month.
But the thing with the Vimeo layout on the page is there is a sort of like a familiarity of the Vimeo look to the page, but it doesn't look like you're just going to Vimeo. It still has a really easy user interface and really nice look to the site and everything like that. And even when you go to the kind of the Vimeo film page, it doesn't look like your standard Vimeo film page and stuff like that, and I found it very easy to get around the site and found like exactly what I was looking for. Like I was like, one of the reasons I went for the horror movie we were talking about later on is I haven't got to see any Asian horror stuff in ages, and
Actually, that leads
I was
me
just
to
like,
another question.
Asian horror, I'll take some of that, please. Thank you
That
very
leads
much.
me to another question I'd like to ask John. Of all you've put on the site so far, have you any personal favourites? And for anyone watching, which would you recommend?
Okay. Well, first off, I'll give the biased answer.
Of course.
My first movie I executive produced, Be My Cat, a film for Anne, is up on the site.
Big fans of it over here, by the way.
What's that?
Don't say anything yet. They haven't seen it, but it is, yes, brilliant.
Yeah. My friend Adrian over in Romania, he directed, wrote, starred, and he did.
It looked phenomenal.
He had a lot of hats he was wearing in that production, but he blew me away with the amount of effort he put into that. I mean, he took just such an extreme method acting approach. He lived as that character for a month. There's a total of 24 hours of footage that's shot for that film.
Wow.
And he edited it down to an hour and a half. And we've won all sorts of awards. It's been labeled by one site. It's been labeled one of the top 50 horror movies of the 21st century so far. We got placed right in between Dog Soldiers and American Mary.
Nice.
He sells it really well.
Another site just yesterday named us one of the top 10 of the year, beating out The Witch.
Wow.
A whole bunch of others.
Well, it deserves it, to be honest with you.
I'm not trying to sound biased, but not that hard to beat out The Witch, I don't think.
I loved it myself.
We won't get into it because there'll be a debate, but they kind of lost me after about maybe 45 minutes, so I was just like, oh god.
I seen the trailer and went, pass.
Myself and Greenie are hard critiques.
I'm just gonna go for Adrian's one because I'm Romanian, so I gotta support him.
She was telling us about the area where it's supposedly set. And where it's filmed.
Kind of refreshing to see my native tongue spoken in, a movie that's very big at the moment. And I had to kind of explain a little bit of the context to these guys.
Yeah, because she was saying that the town in Romania where it happened, it's kind of well known for this kind of.
Not necessarily. It's kind of like when you're looking at the 5 o'clock news. That's kind of like a big fucking percentage of that place where shit like that happens a lot. So I think that because he was so embedded in reality, it brought it home for me even more. So yeah, they were, okay, we get it now.
We have heard those horror stories on the news from Romania, which is why I think it might hit home with a lot.
Well, when we got the screener for the movie, I took a look at the trailer because it came in a little too late to get it on the last Gorecast, and I was on the phone to you, I'd say about 2 minutes later, going, do you have the screener for that? No, I need it now. I want it now. Can I have it now? Now?
Sold me straight away.
Yeah, oh my god, it tells so much without telling anything in the trailer, but you can really get the vibe for the kind of the crazy character that your man plays in it.
That is how you're supposed to do realism and found footage. That's how it's supposed to be done.
The only way that the actresses could tell if Adrian was speaking as his character or speaking as the director, if he was speaking English, he was speaking as his character. If he was speaking Romanian, he was speaking as the director. So if he just switched from one language to the other, they knew. That was like the only way. There was no warning, nothing.
Brilliant. I'd say it was the best way to get the reactions too. Definitely. Because everything looked so real.
We've been told that one company, the one company I was going to say put my unbiased opinion on the site, Artsploitation, just a fantastic distribution company. They were considering distributing the film for us, but they just ran into some technical difficulties. Nothing their fault. We just ended up doing a self-distribution instead, but they loved the movie, and they actually said it was They actually said it was the most believable psychopath since Norman Bates.
Very true.
Wow.
I totally
There's
agree
your
with them.
tagline for the box or the DVD cover right there.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's high quality psychopathic royalty you're getting ranked up with in there.
Of course. Thoroughly enjoyed. So definitely that for recommendation. Definitely.
Okay.
Now, yeah, like I was saying, unbiased. Any of the films on there from Artsploitation, they just have some phenomenal movies. They've given me almost their entire horror catalog.
Oh,
Just
wow.
tons of really good movies from all over the world. They got movies in there from Japan.
Yeah, not bouncing into the movie we're reviewing later on, but it is from Artsploitation because we had a very long, in-depth chat about them last night. Because
That worked out well.
Yeah, did good little bit of K horror.
Yes.
From Italy, Spain, one down there from Germany. A whole bunch of great movies.
Oh, those Italians are some sick, twisted little puppies, I can tell you.
Oh man, and the French.
Yeah. But there's something wrong with the Italians. When they do horror, it just goes really, really dark.
All they
Yeah.
do the races in their Greenie.
I can't be racist. Wrong colour.
When a hobgoblin and a guy wearing a fedora for no reason and a woman from Romania who all work for a horror website all go, those Italians go dark.
Yes.
I didn't
We're
say
just giving
I
you
agree
we're just
with
giving
that
you a plateau
opinion.
of how dark we're talking.
Oh, yeah.
Which?
I'm not saying I'm agreeing with that, no, to be fair. I've seen way more darker cultures and way more twisted people out there, and I don't think it matters where you come from. Example right here. You can view from wherever. If you have that type of mind, you will go twisted in a heartbeat.
True.
So, John, I think on that we might let you go and get back to your fine Sunday afternoon over there, isn't it? Yeah. Fine Sunday afternoon. So, thanks for coming on and telling us all about.
Thank you very much.
IBleedIndie. We'll have all the links and everything down below, and we're going to cut to a word from our sponsor now, and then we will be back with a quick review of horror stories.
Excellent.
Lads, I'm so fucking bored. Weird. I don't remember turning the TV on.
Welcome to the new American Horrors channel on Roku. Streaming 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all night, all day, all horror. Hi, I'm Hart D. Fisher. As owner and operator of the world's greatest uncut 24 hours a day, 7 days a week horror channel, American Horrors, it's my job to let you know that I'm choking to death on this smoke. Okay, we're still rolling, right?
Okay, so as you heard me mention when I once or twice or thrice when we were talking to John that we watched, well, I watched because everybody, as was mentioned earlier, has been dying of the plague.
The plague.
Panicked.
A plague
People have the
on
plague.
all your houses.
Every house fucked with the plague. Anyway, so I don't get the plague, so that's fine.
Yes.
So one of the movies we watched off our new buddies at IBleedIndie.com was because everything, I'll do a little bit of backstory as to why I picked this. Everything we get in, predominantly because we're a European-based company and a lot of the companies in Europe, in Ireland, Irlande. But a lot of the companies that we'd do business with would be European or American.
Yes.
So we don't,
This is true.
which Johnny D is a big fan of, get a lot of the kind of the Asian horrors in because I like them because they actually scare the fuck out of me, opposed to the Western horrors where they don't. So
Because Asian women startle him.
they're so small, but yet so spry and ferocious.
True.
And I also don't know what they're fucking saying to me because I don't speak Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Thai, none of it. None of it. So, and the way they talk, it also, are you angry at me? Are you happy at me? I actually don't have a fucking clue what's going on. If I don't know what you're saying, I can't tell are you angry or happy with me. That's pretty much why they scare the fuck out of me. But other than that, it's also because there's some great cinematographers and great directors over there who are actually able to drill you in and lead you into a fantastic scare, opposed to just
This is
relying
true.
on this
This is
atypical
true.
jump scares that are synonymous with the Western cinema.
Yes.
Now that I've done my masterclass, I decided to watch a film. It was 2012, I think. It came out called.
Recent enough.
Yeah, recent enough. Called Horror Stories. So it's an anthology movie, which I really like the way the plot, the main storyline plot ties it all together. So it's basically there's this kind of serial killer dude. He's kidnapped this young girl, has her all tied up in the basement and stuff. Then they start talking. And then he's going on about how he's so tired and blah 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 blah, and then he explains to your one that he can't fall asleep without like hearing horror stories because like the pain and suffering in them helps him to go to sleep because he's proper.
Sounds like it was inspired by 1001 Arabian Nights, which has a very similar style, not exactly, but similar.
So anyway, basically, the young girl, thankfully for herself, is akin to knowing quite a few pretty creepy freaking horror stories. So the first one was Don't Open the Door, which was really cool. Like, strangely enough, nothing really happens in it, but there's just so much tension built up through it. So two kids, they get brought home, they're in school finishes, and there's obviously a kind of a carpool or something like that.
It sounds like Let the Right One In a little bit from
Sounds like...
Let the Right One In, children. Anyway, continue.
They what was I saying? Yeah, they're in school. Then I think it's either the teachers over there drives them all home, or it was a carpool parent. But anyway, they're all in the car to drop these two kids off at the apartment. Then there's this real creepy moment where she just hangs there, looking at them, and it's like, ugh. Right, and then she has nothing else to do with the story. And then basically, mum and dad are not there. The kid's only like 12-year-old girl maybe.
Time to call CPS.
Yeah. I even said it to my girlfriend while I was watching the film with her that I went, if these kids get killed, it's not even the killer's fault at this point, it's negligent parenting.
Yes.
Because they fell asleep for an hour or two. Like, I'm kind of like, it's 11 o'clock, love. Where's your fucking mum and dad now? Come on. What's going on? But anyway, there's a package arriving, which the mum, being a concerned parent, obviously is like, oh, don't actually open the door to them, just get them to leave it, blah, 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 blah. Then they go to pick up the package, and then crazy shit fucking happens. Really cool, little bit of a, I wouldn't even call it a jump scare, it's real kind of long drawing tension kind of stuff, but really cool. And then, typical with the kind of the Korean horror stuff, it veers off to a completely mental...
Takes a sharp left turn.
Yeah, just, you think it's going this way, and then it punches you right in the face.
Interesting.
Bang. Second movie, Endless Flight, super cool. So yet again, there's a serial killer going around, pretending to be a taxi driver killing women.
That sounds awfully familiar.
Yep. Saturday night.
I was referring to real life, but whatever. Go on.
Scratch what I just said. Ignore that. Anyway, so he's murdering all these women. Then there's a flight attendant who obviously gets in his cab and he murders her.
Right.
Then the cops catch him, and they get a special plane, like a specific flight, no one else on it, to fly him from.
Air Force One.
No, it's Korean, but like no, do you know what I mean? As in, like they
It was
just
meant to be a Con Air joke.
yeah, no, they just booked out like an entire plane, so it was just him and the two
Okay.
cops and stuff like that, and whatever air hostesses are on it, and then get in the plane. Surprise, surprise, he gets loose. Shit balls. I know. Tell me about it. And then, surprise, surprise, it also turns out that it was the original flight that the air hostess that he killed was supposed to be working on.
I see.
I know. Tell me about it. So anyway, I won't get more into it, but I'd say you can have a rough suss of what happens. Mad stuff. After that, secret recipe. This is fucking mental. To be blatantly honest.
I'm intrigued.
There's...
Go on.
Oh, Jesus Christ, it's mental. Right, okay, so there's a mother, no father. There's a mother and two daughters. One daughter is actually the mother's, the other daughter isn't. I don't know where the dad is.
Okay.
So, the adopted daughter, shall we say, is supposed to be marrying this big, rich, well-to-do guy. I think he's like the they call him the president, but I don't know, is he like the president of Korea or
something.
yeah, I don't know, they just call him the president anyway.
Yeah,
but anyway, so she's supposed to be marrying him, then the mother wants the actual daughter to marry him instead because the man's fucking filthy stinking rich. So she sends the other daughter to get like plastic surgery so she's better looking than the adopted daughter.
Modern Cinderella.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And then they basically just slowly but surely substitute her in for the other sister.
Okay.
Then there's a lot of spitefulness, crazy things happen. The man's cannibal.
Oh.
Interesting.
I'll just throw that in there and we'll leave it at that. I think without getting more into it. Very very cool.
Have to go and watch this now.
Very cool.
Very
What I didn't
unique.
say about any of the previous movies, but it's applicable. It's actually applicable to absolutely every movie in this. This movie is impeccable. I was so happy. I'm nearly on the level of verging out. I'm nearly fanboying as bad as I did for Court Entertainment.
Tell me how much he really enjoyed it, which is very rare.
Yeah, I'm nearly on fanboy on Court Entertainment level here.
Very good.
Yeah, well, they lost me with Krampus Unleashed, unfortunately.
Well, you can't win them all, Johnny.
But you're not going to win them with a Krampus.
True.
And then
on other things that have been done to death.
The final one then is Ambulance on the Dead Zone, which I'm assuming that's a bad translation. It's supposed to be Ambulance in the Dead Zone. But anyway, basically there's zombies. Well, you don't find out. You kind of figure out you don't really see zombies until near the end of it, but you know it's zombies by the way they're going on about everything. So
zombie apocalypse.
Dead
essentially, yeah.
Walking.
I don't know. Are they your kind of?
Strega.
I don't know. Are they your kind of? These fuckers run. So I'm not. They're kind of more 28 days later kind of thing. Although it's weird. They're 28 days later behavior, but with like Dawn of the Dead makeup.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Or lazy, one or the other, but we'll give them the benefit.
No. They look good. But so anyway, the ambulance comes across a car crash. There's a young girl. There's a mother. Shit, what's going to happen? So they bring her down to the ambulance. Then it turns out that the girl is bitten, but they do a test on her, and it turns out she's not infected yet. Mental shit happens. It's one of those zombie movies where you kind of can't get into it without getting into it. So
yes, true.
We won't.
So would you call it a psychological?
It's actually more of a psychological thriller than a horror. But when the horror element kicks in, it fucking kicks in good up. So
I'm a big fan of the psychological thrillers. Anyway, that's
it's
what
good.
the ones that
Like
usually
as I said,
catch me.
the great thing about the Asian cinema is that they're really. They don't just rely on some cool CGI, and they don't just rely on some cool, some cool, really uninnovative jump scares and stuff like that.
Yes.
They know how to build the tension from the very start of the flick, right up until they want you to pop. So,
worth the watch.
I would give it
very well worth the watch.
If we had a rating system, I would go with like 9 thumbs up out of 5.
We don't bother with that. It's a case of watch it or don't. Watch it.
I want to
It
watch
seems worth it.
Watch it.
Yes.
Too. And
I
actually,
will watch it.
if you're one of those guys or ladies or lads or lasses that say
or
other,
Otherkin.
thanks for that. That's cool.
We don't want to piss off the fairies.
We're going to cut to a PSA here.
Yes.
And we're back from the PSA. So, what was it?
I'm trying to say to everyone. Lads and ladies.
Lads and ladies, if you're those kind of people that go, foreign movie, don't want to be reading a lot of subtitles. There's actually
That's
not
lazy.
Yeah, well, A, it's lazy, and B, there's not actually a crazy amount of dialogue in it. It's all like real action kind of driven scenes. Bar Secret Recipe, there's a lot of talking in Secret Recipe.
Well, understandably.
Yeah, it has to be done. But the other three are very, very easy to watch.
If you're going to be so lazy that you don't want to watch a good horror movie quite embedded in Japanese culture,
Fuck off and die.
and given the fact that horror stems from them a lot, then you don't really deserve to call yourself a horror fan, and that's just it. And you stop being lazy and watch it, you'll enjoy it.
Now you've been told.
Had to.
Okay, so we'll cut to a trailer and let you have a quick look at it. If I can't find the trailer with English writing on it. I apologise because I've tried and I
You
can't.
just have to base yourself on
We'll
imagery,
get it
guys.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Use your imagination.
You're not really missing anything anyway. You're just missing the
anyway,
names of the shows. But anyway,
this interview was thanks to
yet again, thanks to
IBleedIndie.
John McCobb and IBleedIndie.com and The Bloodshed.
Go check them out.
Most certainly check it out. There's some great movies there for renting or buying. Prices are really good in them. Like you can get, I think it's like, I haven't seen anything over $3 for 72 hours. That's not bad.
Oh, it's definitely.
And then I think most of them are like a tenner, and you can
buy it.
You buy it, like as in you can download it, and you can also, if you don't have your hard drive or whatever you've downloaded it to, you can go onto the website and stream it whenever you want. You get a passcode for it.
Awesome.
So make sure to check out IBleedIndie.com. So, and trailer, hit the finger, hit my finger. Boop.
살고 싶어? 그럼 얘기해봐. 무서운 이야기.
극도의 공포가 비색깔까지 바꾸지.
체포한 박 씨를 서울로 긴급 포송하기 위해 임시 비행편을 마련한 상태입니다.
우리 좀 살려주세요.
쥐새끼한테 물린 거 아니야?
그 인간들한테 또 뺏길 수 없어.
여기까지 제 발로 걸어 들어온 건 네가 처음이야.
이제 내 차례인가? 내 무서운 이야기.
So, minions, we're just back here and we're doing our Christmas end of year episode. We thought we'd look back on some of the things we've gotten up to this year and share some of our memories with you all.
There has been a lot.
We have been very busy this year, but not as much as we will be next year. But now, one of the things we wanted to bring up was at the start of the year was Screamvention. I hope you saw it there.
Screamvention!
It was quite entertaining.
It's gone now.
Sadly, yes it is.
Yep.
But we may have a little secret in store for that we cannot mention right now. Shh. So, Johnny, did you want to show us something?
Yeah, I got a couple of little clips we could cut to.
We'll do a little best of Screamvention, huh?
Yeah. Won't be a long Screamvention. Not that there wasn't loads of best, but we have more stuff to talk about.
Oh yes.
Maybe we won't cut to that. We'll go through everything and then I'll put a little mishmash of everything together.
Oh, that would be quite interesting.
Wouldn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
The other thing was, a little while ago, a few members of the EGS, if you've been paying attention, went to see a particular band who won the Eurovision Song Contest a few years ago.
Enya.
Oh,
If
no.
only know the Sound of Silence coloured in. No, we didn't get to see Enya, sadly. You know, it is something I would really enjoy doing. But still, we got to see
Hard Rock Hallelujah.
We went to see Lordy, and we went to see them in Galway on what they call the smallest stage in Ireland, and throughout their whole tour, to be honest. And the guys are still touring at the moment, and yeah, I just wanted to say thank you, Lordy. You were fucking amazing, and
we look forward to having you back at some stage.
you rocked the hell out of us, quite literally.
From one monster to another, it was quite an experience, and I'm sure they remember exactly where I was. They spotted Raven in the audience as well, along with a few of our other ones.
Oh, Mr. L spotted me quite well, alright.
Ah, yes. And I think we have a little bit of video of that as well.
That'll be in there. What else did we do? We
started up this podcast.
We started up the podcast, but we can't really cut to a montage of the podcast.
Oh, I'm sure we could make some funny behind the scenes ones.
No.
Yes. And what else have we been doing?
We shot a Christmas horror movie last.
Ah, yes. But didn't you say you wanted to save that to the very end?
That shall be at the
Save
end.
the best for last.
That shall be a gifty witty.
Starring someone. Someone dear and special.
Starring everyone.
Greenie, you're so dramatic.
If I'm correct, it's literally starring everybody. Everybody.
Of course.
Master Imp got
Even
offended.
even people that aren't even in the EGS but are in horror movies from the EGS are in this. So literally everybody
Quite a good cast, Johnny.
in it.
Oh yeah.
In it to win it. You were up to loads of cool things over the last 12 months.
We've been just getting involved in little bits and pieces here and there. Faceless Mike got some gaming stuff done. Raven has been working away on some little surprises we have upcoming. We have a competition that we're going to have to announce that I think I'll let you talk about in a few minutes.
Okay.
And we have quite a lot of surprises coming up from early January. That's why we've been silent. We've been working away in the shadows. But
Silent Night, Deadly December.
yeah.
It's coming soon.
The only thing is it's all been put on hold due to the plague outbreak across Ireland at the minute.
For everyone else.
Black Christmas Part 2, huh?
I had a cough. That is all.
That is all. Okay, so Johnny, I think we'll cut that little video montage and then maybe we'll tell some people about the competition we have coming up.
Good.
Hark how the dead fill up my head. Their evil game drives me insane. Christmas is here, bringing good fear to young and old. God rest your soul. Tick tock, the coffin stuck with painful stings. The corpses sing. Hearts full of germs, food for the worms. Flesh just a tad, just smell the air. Oh, how they scream, filling my dreams. The shadows creep, watching you sleep. Oh, how you bleed out what they feed on with that teeth green as a reef. Your spine is snapped while Josh clap, and your soul is blessed, and soon you'll digest. Merry, Merry Christmas, Merry, 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 Merry Christmas. Merry, 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 Merry Christmas. There go your bones, buried with stones. Come the new year, your event appears. Ring all the bells, but heaven or hell can heal streams. Good night's sweet dreams.
I'm used to hearing your voice like this. Oh God. But then, you know what? If you tell me who the best fight is, I'm going to scratch your face.
Worms grow inside and gets the eye, but don't shed a tear. Christmas is here. Insane. Christmas is here, bringing good fear to young and old. God rest your soul. Tick tock, the coffins knock with painful stings. The corpses sing. Hearts full of germs, food for the worms. Fresh dust a tad, just smell the air.
And we're back from the montage. Sorry, it was shit. Joke.
You're too tough on
Joke.
yourself.
Joke. Haven't made it yet. So, as he previously mentioned, we have a competition coming up. We have... What do we got? You have some stuff, and I have some stuff.
We've all gathered together in the Emerald Gore Society, and we've got a selection of a few DVDs, which Johnny will be putting a picture up of within a few moments. And we have some DVDs and some...
If you remember, a couple of episodes ago, we had Pitchfork, director and producer and writer, and
I think you had the whole cast on.
And we had the whole cast on as well. I'm specifically mentioning the former because they're the guys who signed the epic movie poster we got.
It looks awesome.
Seriously cool artwork. I'll send
Johnny will link up a picture of it now as we're speaking.
We'll back up a pic and you can have a look at it there. And then also, which we also have from them, is there. How do I describe this?
Don't say anything. What you do is we have been gifted a prop from the movie, an exclusive prop.
Proper ass
You
kicking.
just have to check us out for more
You'll have to
information.
see.
You'll see something and you'll find out
So,
sooner or
At
later.
the moment, in the competition to win,
if you want to win it, you got to earn it. So, we got a bit of homework for you. So, seeing as Pitchfork is going to be this generation's new monster, what are your guys' favourite horror icon and why?
Yes.
Why?
And what you have to do is write down who, why, and send it to the Annual Gore Society at gmail.com with the title, My Monster.
Cool. Done with that. So on that note, I think we're pretty much done.
Yes.
I think we're all wrapped up. So
very well done for the Christmas episode.
We're going to cut away to
A Christmas Tale.
A Night Before Christmas.
Yes.
Well, it's not a conventional Night Before Christmas. Yeah, an EGS/Spadeline Productions Night Before Christmas.
Yes.
And then
hopefully you'll make it on your Christmas list next year for shorts, movies, anything related.
Anybody,
to Christmas.
if you're doing a Christmas top 10,
please include it.
not
let us know.
Not saying anything, but just saying if you are doing a Christmas top 10, you know, it's funny. So anyway, from me, Johnny D, from him, Greenie, and from herself, Raven. Gorecast out.
Stay spooky, minions. Enjoy the holidays.
You totally ruined my out. Out.
It was the night before Christmas, and all through the house, Spadeline Productions had a party, and now everyone's out. The drinks were all drank, and the songs had been sung, and everyone there was waiting for you-know-who to come. The crew were all nestled all snug in their beds, as visions of Jason, Michael and Freddy tore through their heads. Now dreaming of horror movies at Christmas, you say, that must be crap. So let me show you the real Christmas, not the one from the movies and that. If on Christmas Eve from your roof you hear a loud clatter, for the sweet love of Rudolph don't see what's the matter. As it's not a jolly fat man, as everyone's seen, but a twisted up monster whose skin's coloured green. He dresses like Santa, but he has no beard, and to be blatantly honest, he's really quite weird. See, unlike the real Santa, who comes bearing gifts, this little green bastard has come to see what he can lift. With his big sack that was empty, upon his arriving, in another half hour its contents will be thriving. He'll whistle and shout and call all his acquisitions by name. Boxers, socksers, thongs and a bra. These leather pants, they look great on my ma. From wallets to watches, purses and cash, is there anything that this festive wanker won't snatch? He'll even take the earrings from your head and be gone in a flash. But robbing things is just amongst some of what he'll be doing. For when the green lad's around, there's always trouble brewing. He'll draw on your face, he'll piss on your spade, lick all your plates, say things in bad taste, he'll even sexually harass all your mates. He'll even ask your mum on a date.
Oh, hello. I'd love to take you to dinner.
I know.
But don't worry, kids, as this was all just in folly, as Mr. Kringle is real and still round and jolly. He goes by many names, but mostly Saint Nick. I just didn't want to write about him, as I think he's a